Stop thinking of intelligence agencies as just spies and secret keepers. They are far more than that, operating in shadows, manipulating global events, and orchestrating covert operations that shape the world as we know it. Think of them as the masterminds behind a global empire, deeper and darker than you can imagine. This empire is not just about gathering intelligence or protecting national security, it's about control, power, and influence on a scale that defies comprehension. The global drug trade, a market worth over $500 billion annually, isn't just run by shadowy cartels but orchestrated by the world's most powerful intelligence agencies. These agencies have their hands in every aspect of the drug trade, from production to distribution, ensuring that the flow of narcotics continues unabated. My name is Mark Corby, a former MI6 operative, and I've seen this firsthand. During my time with MI6, I was privy to operations that would make your skin crawl, operations that blurred the lines between right and wrong, good and evil. From 1995 to 1999, in the heart of London and Brighton, I was involved in operations that blurred the lines between government agents and criminals, where MI6, the IRA, and even the CIA merged into one covert network. This network operated with impunity, shielded by the very governments that were supposed to protect us. This isn't a conspiracy theory, but a harsh reality, supported by evidence and painful personal experience. The evidence is overwhelming, from documents and testimonies to the very real consequences of these operations on the ground. British intelligence, notably MI5 and MI6, not only influence but control these operations, with the CIA acting under directives from London since its inception in 1947, the drugs entering Britain. They are not just the work of criminal gangs, but are facilitated by these intelligence agencies, mostly courtesy of MI6 pulling strings of various organized crime and terrorist outfits. Cocaine from South America, heroin from the Middle East, and even designer drugs like LSD have all been part of their operations. Heroin from the Middle East is another major component of this trade, with routes carefully managed and protected by these agencies, and even designer drugs like LSD, initially crafted by British intelligence to quell the revolutionary spirits of the 1960s, have played a significant role. These drugs were not just about profit, but about control, about manipulating populations and suppressing dissent. But the depth of this corruption doesn't end at drug trafficking. The connections between intelligence agencies and organized crime run deep, with each side benefiting from the other in a symbiotic relationship that perpetuates corruption and violence. The profits, staggering amounts of dirty money, are laundered through reputable banks and ultimately transformed into clean cash through the diamond trade, all under the watchful eyes of intelligence agencies. This money fuels further operations, creating a cycle of corruption that is difficult to break. As we gaze into this abyss, remember, these operations affect real lives, fueling addiction and suffering worldwide. The human cost is immense, with communities devastated by addiction, families torn apart, and lives destroyed. And now, having escaped this dark world, I dedicate my life to exposing these truths, aiming to dismantle the very operations I once helped run. It is a dangerous path, but one that I'm committed to for the sake of those who have suffered and continue to suffer. It's a global issue demanding global attention. Governments, organizations, and individuals must come together to combat this insidious trade and the corruption that enables it. Join me in shedding light on this shadowy world, and together let's seek the truth. The journey will not be easy, but it is necessary. We must hold these agencies accountable, demand transparency, and work towards a world where such corruption is no longer tolerated. The history of intelligence operations is filled with dark chapters, from the Cold War to the War on Terror. These operations have often been justified in the name of national security, but the reality is far more complex and sinister. Whistleblowers have played a crucial role in exposing these dark secrets, often at great personal risk. Figures like Edward Snowden and Julian Assange have brought to light the extent of surveillance and covert operations, challenging the narratives put forth by governments. Today, intelligence operations continue to evolve, with new technologies and methods being employed. Cyber warfare, drone strikes, and mass surveillance are just some of the tools at their disposal, making the need for oversight and accountability more pressing than ever. Around the world, people are demanding change, protesting against corruption, and calling for greater transparency. These movements are a testament to the power of collective action and the desire for a more just and equitable world. The future of intelligence and accountability lies in our hands. By staying informed, demanding transparency, and holding those in power accountable, we can work towards a world where intelligence agencies serve the public good rather than their own interests. Together we can combat the global issues that plague our world, from the drug trade to corruption and beyond. It will require united efforts, collaboration, and a steadfast commitment to justice and transparency. Despite the darkness, there is hope. There are countless individuals and organizations working tirelessly to bring about change, to expose the truth, and to build a better future. Their resilience and determination are a source of inspiration for us all. So, I urge you to join me in this fight. Stand with me against corruption, against the shadowy operations that undermine our societies. Together we can make a difference, we can bring about change, and we can build a world where justice and transparency prevail. The journey ahead is long and fraught with challenges, but it is a journey worth taking. For the sake of our future, for the sake of our children, and for the sake of truth, let us embark on this path together. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of the Shadow Empire. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and together let's unveil the truth.